Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back. Demon Slayer. Probably the most popular shonen anime, best known for its top-notch animation, breathtaking visuals, incredible storytelling, and fascinating characters. But if you have only watched Demon Slayer anime only and haven't given manga a try, then you have missed many things.
日の神神楽尺骨炎陽
Did you know there are 6 teachable forms of thunder breathing, but in anime it says 3 due to translation error? Did you know that anime depicts Muzan's flashback differently from how it's seen in the manga, showing the Demon King's encounter with the swordsman in an alley despite the actual encounter occurring in a stone path surrounded by bamboo? Did you know Kyojuro fights 2 separate demons on the train rather than just the one he fights in the manga? Well, let's talk about more of these secrets in a while, but the real question is the manga and the anime the same? The answer is yes. It is actually a mirror adaptation. Whether the fan will read the manga or watch the anime, they will feel the same emotions because both are basically the same, but with some minor differences. The story has reached its conclusion in the manga after a string of excellent arcs, and the fact that the manga has ended means that fans of the anime are yet unknown about how this amazing tale draws to an end. And I don't want to spoil anime watchers, so here we will just cover those things up to which anime has covered up to. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and also ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos and to never miss any of our updates. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. The anime shows Tanjiro writing in his journal to Nezuko, whereas the manga just mentions that he kept a journal for her during the time skip. This episode depicts Muzan's flashback differently from how it's seen in the manga, showing the Demon King's encounter with the swordsman in an alley despite the actual encounter occurring in a stone path surrounded by bamboo. This may be attributed to the fact that the episode was released 7 months before chapter 186, where the encounter was more thoroughly shown. Also, one small detail that is different in the anime is the style of camera shot used when Kibutsuji snaps his fingers after disintegrating a woman to summon a pair of his servants. The anime uses a behind-the-back type of shot while the manga utilizes a front perspective so you can see the cold look on Kibutsuji's face. Tanjiro and Inosuke battle the father spider demon on Mount Natagumo, and it is their toughest fight so far. The fire spider has incredible durability and strength, making it a challenge for Tanjiro and Inosuke's attacks to get any damage through. Tanjiro slows the demon down for a moment and attempts to cut him down with his finishing attack. The attack fails and Tanjiro finds himself thrown into another section of the woods, where he uses one of his water-breathing techniques to save himself and stick the landing too. However, in the anime, he attempts the same maneuver, only to fail and smack his head on a tree. This episode has a translation error that states that the thunder breathing has 3 teachable forms. There are, however, 6 forms. In the anime, the events which transpire during the Hashira meeting are shown, whereas the manga alludes that the meeting began after Tanjiro left, without mentioning what was discussed. In the anime, Kanao is shown to be surprised at Tanjiro's actions and holds the coin near her heart, after which the scene switches. In the manga, Kanao was called by Kyo to tell her that Shinobu was looking for her. Kanao was still thinking about Tanjiro, and Kyo's sudden arrival caused her to be surprised and fall to her face. This scene was not shown in the anime. Kyojuro fights 2 separate demons on the train rather than just the one he fights in the manga. Also, the order in which the character's dream is changed. Tanjiro's dream is shown first, when in the manga it was the last of the 4. Demon Slayer's animation style is a huge part of its success. Ufotable understands the importance of perfectly depicting each Demon Slayer's breathing style, demon abilities, and the scenery that surrounds each scene. As everyone says, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's success is due to a combination of two key elements: Koyoharu Gotoge's incredible storytelling and fascinating characters, and Studio Ufotable's adaptation without forgetting the heartfelt voice acting from the cast and top-notch animation. The illustrations in Demon Slayer manga are not as good as those in the anime. Obviously, the manga lacks the execution that Ufotable provided in the adaptation. However, the original manga on the other hand has its own distinct charm. The anime lives up to its reputation. Not only does the adaptation defy anime norms, but it also elevates Demon Slayer above the rest. If you don't care about the illustration and are more interested in the story, then go ahead and dive into manga. The general appeal of Demon Slayer anime is enough to throw off fans of the manga, but don't let that stop you from enjoying the manga.